general store.
An old general store. Is that what they ran? A general store?
In Alma. They called it a mercantile company, which was general merchandise store.
This is the date on this building.
In front of you, you got-
Where's the date?
No, no date.
Here is the building which my great grandfather.
Audie Gibson and her parents camped overnight in a covered wagon when they were moving from Jefferson City, Missouri to Richland, Missouri. Okay?
Pass them out. We get pins up here.
Oh, we got a coming up.
You don't look like my brother.
Yeah, that means.
Where do you live?
Now they're down here by Hickory Hill.
Well, I met you before. You've been in the store.
You recognize him? No? Surely you're not.
What'd you say?
Belshe? Yeah, Belshe. There's my brother, Mark.
Now, the percentage of okay, now, Richard Belshe still in this building. No. And you've got to get the organization. We've got to get the Richard Belshe line organized.
Yes, we do.
Because there's a, we go back a lot further beyond Richard. But
Well, now, Richard and Robert they were brothers.
they were brothers. And their dad was also Robert. And their grandfather.
My dad and mother. My dad and mother.
Well, this is great.
Hello. Skinny.
Did you get a picture? This is the Oregon branch of the family. Did you get a picture of them? Good. Let's go find Helen.
Yeah, let's go see. I can ride him good job.
Is that right?
That's the first chance I've ever had to ride a good job. How are you? This is Pat. Yes,
Are you identifying everybody you see?
And this is my son Bobby here. He's recording all this, so we'll have.
Oh, God, she has no.
Okay, great. This thing has just been wonderful. Figuring out everything. It's a wonderful record.
I have
Well, at least I'll...
And this is my husband thinks so.
Thanks to B Belshe.
Morris Belshe. I told a while ago, if you walked up, your name does what percentage would be with you. Yeah, I know.
No.
Obed that were here. Well, there is an Obed. He's named. I guess.
Obed Horace.
Yeah,
He
and
goes by
Obed
Horace.
Horace is named after.
That's his
that
dad.
Obed.
That's his dad.
Oh, I see. And I just met him. Well, I know he's older, and he's from Richmond.
I understand Steve's having to work in the store today.
He's picking up hay.
No.
What he's doing. Basically,
John Frank. Yeah.
You know, it's B Belshe by marriage, but they ought to have the picture of my mother, you know, the one growing up driving an open church, women vote.
I want to see if I can duplicate this guy.
Now that's Evington picture.
I just about to read this.
Annie Glenn.
Can you leave your horn?
Okay, you don't have to film all this. We
I did a lot of homework, and your book came in very handy.
don't. Did it? Well, we're working on the second edition now, and it's
Well, you see, it got caught in the middle. It was in France.
yeah,
basically.
yeah. It was one paragraph on. It's a really good retrovirus chapter.
Yeah, well, that's what helped. I
Yeah.
could get information on the
Yeah.
retrovirus. Well, I gotta get back to work.
Okay.
Did you get all the pictures here you wanted, Bob?
Yeah. You have to read it, so do I.
48413.
48413.
Which I don't know what that means.
Well, let's see. 4 is Robert Franklin, and 8 is Thomas. And you're the 4th child of the 1st child of the 3rd child of him. Whoever they were.
Well,
They're in Helen's book, though.
yeah, that's okay. So that's what the code means. What's the H?
Husband.
Husband. Husband of 48611. No, we have to give you a name.
No, you don't have a number. What's the problem? Well, you should give you a number with a G after it, then, right?
I don't think that's probably
Or just F, friend.
It is.
Okay. He gets a. Now this is Anna Belshe, 4822W.
And how many you have a 4 on yours too, right? I was talking
I'm
to.
a 49.
You're a Robert Belshe.
Okay, 482222. Okay, I got that. Myra K. Belshe, 482223.
That's my daughter.
Okay. And this is your brother.
Right.
That's another one. That's a sister right there. Which one? Okay. Who are all these little kids here? Let's see. She's not so little. That's Laura Belshe, 482122. Hi. I want to take your picture, Marla.
Okay.
482221. No, there's all 3 of them, right? You have any more?
No, that's the fifth.
Okay, now Debbie is 48261W. And Gerald Robert is 48261. And this must be your mom. No. 4. Okay. Now Laura, okay, is 612, and Shawnette is 613. Now where's 611?
Right there, 611.
There's 611. Tell us your name. Douglas Robert, 482611. There's number 4. Here he comes. Here's number 4. Where are you folks from? How far is that from here? Oh, okay. This is 4864. What was your dad's name then?
John?
John, and his dad was Tom?
Yes.
And his dad was Robert Franklin.
You got me there.
Okay. You'll have to take my word for that, won't you? Where are you folks from?
St. Louis.
Did you just drive down this morning?
Yeah.
A lot of traffic?
No, wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad. Everybody's already at the lake, I guess, huh? Any family with you here?
My wife is. I've got, my kids are still in.
I'm going to stand over here, Judith, so I can take your picture.
What?
Can I stand over here and take your picture?
Yeah, I don't care.
1, 1, 2,
I don't know.
3, 3, 1. Okay.
Number.
Now this lady,
Not easy.
you're hiding your number. I can't see who you are. Wilma Belshe LaFoon, 4601.
Half the people here will begin
my
with
dad.
4.
Okay. Thomas Henry Belshe,
Yeah.
That's
11233.
And that's
That's his
Aunt Louise?
sister.
Okay, we met outside.
Yeah, right.
We met outside.
We met outside.
Louise, 11234. And Irene, 11233W. Now, Ray, I want to get your picture here. 4824. Is this your dad, Ray?
No.
Oh, this is Ray Sullins. And Ray, you don't have a number. From Vandalia, Missouri, 4826H. And here's Dorothy, who married Bob Belshe. Dorothy S, 4826W. Now, I've got it all figured out now.
East of Mexico, between there and Mississippi River.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been through Mexico. I must have been through Vandalia.
It's on Highway 54.
Is it right on the Mississippi?
No, it's about 30 miles.
30 miles. Near Hannibal, not too far from Hannibal.
That's about 40 from Hannibal.
Okay.
North.
All right, I've got it placed now.
You was asking about how he was related there. Steve Madison Hart.
There are 3 Bob Belshes in the roll. Robert B., Bobby Rutherford, and the one on the left is one that I do not know yet.
Okay, because 49, that was Robert Franklin, Robert Sherman.
Okay.
I'm
see,
from Robert Sherman line then.
All right.
See?
Robert Franklin, our great-grandfather was the brother of your great-grandfather.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It actually was my great-great-grandfather.
See, we're both from Robert Franklin.
Where you? This is Charles. Let me record it. Charles F. Belshe,
Charles F.
4692, and Jerry, 46A2. 46A2. Where are you folks from?
I'm from Overland Park, Kansas.
Kansas and
I'm from Gallatin, Missouri, up north of St. Joe.
up north of St. Joe.
Yeah, where are you from, Bob?
Right now we live in Huntington, West Virginia.
Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah.
You're the one, you stayed back, didn't you?
Stay what?
No, you moved back east.
In Waynesville?
Waynesville. I graduated in Waynesville in the class of 44.
Did you grow up down that way then?
No, I grew up in Jefferson City and at Marshall, Missouri.
Okay.
Same place he originally from Marshall.
You grew up in Marshall, Missouri? Well, that's where my brother-in-law's from.
Who's that now?
Kennedy. Robert Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be here in a
I went
little
to school
while.
at Warrensburg with Robert.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where I'm sitting right now. This is my son, Greg.
Hi, Greg. I'm Bob Belshe. You're 46A22. Now, who was the A? That was the 11th child.
My dad, John Sherman.
I can't tell you.
Who was that? I don't have any idea.
Who was the A? That one.
And yeah, who was your dad?
John Sherman.
John Sherman Belshe. And your granddad was
John Franklin.
John Franklin, who was the son of Robert Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my wife up there.
Hi, I'm Bob Belshe. Sue.
What do you do, Bob?
I'm a doctor.
Got my attention.
About the only time you're going to be interrupted today is right now. I figured if we were going to tell you about food, you would listen for a few minutes. First of all, I'm not sure that all the people that worked on the committee to organize this reunion and get it going are here, but I'm going to run down the list of names. Jim Paul's here. Would you wave your hand, Jim? He's back there somewhere. Jim O is here. I saw him just a second ago. He's right here. Jim O has been a tremendous amount of help because he's on cemetery committee and he's running here and there. I can pick up the phone and say, Jim, we need this, and it would get done. CF is over here. Junior, Charles Fillmore Jr. Helen, Mighty. There he is. Okay, fine. Good to see you. Many of these people I've never seen before. We simply corresponded. I sent out a brochure or a questionnaire, they sent it back.
Let's get them in the booth and take the pictures.
What?
Get them in the booth so I can take the pictures.
Well, you want to do it now or maybe this afternoon right after dinner?
Right now. Come on, get on me.
Okay, all those people that are on the committee, come up here. We're going to put you behind the sign so we can picture. We're going to put you on the table. Right? We got a sign right in front so we know what it is. Yeah, Hazel. Now this is my second cousin, twice removed. That is, this is cousin.
Thanks,
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right, a couple of announcements. One, the Historical Society Museum at Tuscumbia is going to be open this afternoon from 4 to 5. That's at our request.
I think they still do that. I've seen them in the last 2 years.
They're ignoring us right now. We're not getting much in the way of conversation.
Can't hold up too well back then.
My battery runs out.
Did you bring the charger?
Miller over there speaking with one of the Robertsons.
Rolling.
Now, let me see. Your number is 4. Let's see, 4A5, 4A4.
You want to get over there to that?
And 4A2. Okay. And you're 4041. So the Robertsons came from Lily. Lily Belshe. Is that Lily Belshe there?
Well, it's her mother and dad.
That's her mother and dad. See, those are really good. Where'd you get those?
I've got the originals.
You got the originals? Those are really nice. I'd like to get copies of those sometime.
Okay, I'll see you to do it.
That is violent visiting with money on it, so I'll get 10 years, which is not all.
Now this is B Belshe's parents. And this is B Belshe on her wedding day. No, this is not quite right. That's her father-in-law. Hazel Belshe was married into the Belshe family here. And her mother-in-law. And there, I believe 4-6 on the true family tree.
If you come up CC here.
We're going to head for the
That's what we didn't know.
Spring Garden Cemetery.
Anita's got the date.
Didn't know where Vernon Street was. She had no idea where Vernon Street
Will that show on the thing?
Save us a little tape for the cemetery,
As a
okay?
matter of fact, we weren't more than 3 years.
This is Robert Belshe, died September 2nd, 1855, aged about 70 years. This is a new stone erected for Elizabeth. And we're in this Spring Garden Cemetery. What's that?
Which Robert was this?
It's in
Belshe.
Harvey. And his wife, Eleanor. Now I wonder if Robert Franklin is here. Franklin. Is that Abigail, that tall, skinny one? So he's right here. And then
Thomas J.
Thomas.
Jacob.
And then right over there is the old Robert and Madison Harvey.
It's really quite a vista.
Have you solved your mystery yet?
No, haven't found any Jameses.
Any James?
Yeah, we're looking for 2 headstones for James.
Which James?
Yeah.
Stop pointing that thing at me.
I'm not pointing at you.
Self-conscious.
I'm pointing at your children. I know what you look like. But every time I see your little girls, they're different.
Uncle Bob taking your picture. Julia? Snuggle up to Granddad.
Uncle Bob Belshe.
Yeah, sure is. You should fly to Cincinnati or Columbus so we can go and meet her. Direct flight from St. Louis or, I mean, Kansas City. You checked out a possibility that I could take her.
have to remember to come back and make some gravestone rubbings. It's a magnificent view here from the cemetery at Spring Garden. The land over here that we're looking at was the old Belshe land that was purchased from William and Miller when Robert Belshe and his family first arrived here. And it's really a magnificent view from up here overlooking the old Belshe land. There's Bonnie and Laura picking flowers over there. Bonnie's taking some pictures.
But the day was very well organized. The facilities were appropriate. Lots of people there, more than I expected. And they didn't formalize into a program asking everybody to introduce himself.
There were at least 100 people there.
Yeah.
Maybe 150.
Probably so. Because you can't take the number of tables around the south wall where we were eating, and 8 persons per table, and then on the other side over there probably were 150 people there.
There was pretty good food too.
Yes, very good food.
Fried chicken, ham.
Fried chicken, green beans,
mashed potatoes.
But
the gravy was good.
Unusual, I thought, that they had both fruit salad and vegetable salad.
I ran out of room. I could only have one.
Well, I had both, and the choice of homemade pies then was astounding. I had both chocolate and apple pie.
Yeah.
Mom had blueberry, and the woman said, "I'm glad I finally found somebody that likes blueberry pie, because Mother's very fond of it." Bonnie had a good-looking piece of coconut cream pie. Ours had cherry. You had cherry, didn't you?
I had cherry pie.
Yeah. So the whole thing was very well organized, very well run, good food, very pleasant day.
Then we ran out to the cemetery, and they had marked all the graves with blue flowers, and with the Belshe descendants, that is.
And there was a concentration of the blue flowers in one corner of the cemetery, which indicates to me that the family was probably one of the original families in that area, and then many of them have moved away since then. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, I think they, yes, I think it's known that they bought land from the original Miller, that settled Miller County, William Miller. And so they were one of the first settlers there anyway, in Spring Garden.
Well, it was obviously in an older section of the cemetery. And then we were turned around. When we came out, we thought the village was on down there, because we used to go into Spring Garden in another road, not the one that we came into today, the one that goes down the hill from the little settlement itself, over to the place where there's no longer a building there, but the general merchandise store where my father was born, on the second floor in, 1886, I believe.
102 years ago. And then we looked at Spring Garden, then went down to Miller County capital, which was Tuscumbia.
Yep, the county
still
seat.
is. There's not much of a town. Eldon's the big town.
Right.
There'll probably be a move on to move the county seat.
Eldon has about 5,000 people now. And it has grown because of the resort area around the Lake of the Ozarks, just a few miles down. When the Bagnell Dam was built, in the early 30s, I believe it was, they dammed up the Osage River for the Union Electric Company of St. Louis to generate electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Belshe lived in Eldon and was the supplier of gasoline to the construction crews.
Who's Grant Belshe?
Grant, of course, we know him best today as the father of Helen Bybee.
Oh, that's her dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Grant and Lena.
So he's 1111.
I don't know.
I think.
Yeah. But my granddad, Robert Sherman, used to take me over to Grant's
Mm-hmm.
to visit over in Eldon.
Did you call him Uncle Grant or just Grant?
We called him Uncle Grant.
Uncle Grant.
Yes.
Because he would have been your great uncle or
Well, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back.
we'll
to
have
the
to figure it
charts.
out exactly. He would have been an uncle, but fairly well removed.
Yes, Uncle Grant and Aunt Lena, we call them.
Mm-hmm. And then, let's see, who else was at the reunion? J.P. Robertson. The Robertsons were Lily Belshe's family.
There were 3 Robertsons there, I believe, weren't there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lily was a sister of Robert Sherman's.
Right.
I don't know where she was, and she's one of Abigail's children, I believe.
I believe that's right,
Yeah.
yeah. I think she was the younger sister of Robert Sherman.
Mm-hmm. I think younger than
And
Uncle Bob. And did you notice the number of persons who still call him Uncle Bob?
yeah, everybody it seemed
Yeah.
like. Oh, I knew Uncle Bob.
Yeah. And they knew Richardson quite well. Some of the persons said they had bought furniture from Steve,
Yeah.
Richardson Hardware and Furniture Company.
And in Tuscumbia, this little museum, they're trying to get it into new quarters, so they were passing the collection plate there. And they had an original letter from Abraham Lincoln. That was their pride and joy.
Well, that could be worth something.
I'm sure it is.
Were the quarters upstairs where the jailer and his wife lived?
Well, they didn't tell us.
But there was a kitchen upstairs, second floor, wasn't there?
And the kitchen was on the kitchen then was
Well, the restored
kitchen's downstairs.
Yes,
But I don't know about
I think
where it was.
Kitchen upstairs, perhaps. So probably the jailer and his family lived in the jail quarters.
Yeah.
That was modern Tuscumbia. Right across the street from the courthouse, there was the new jail, plus a bail bond office.
I saw the bail
and
bond
an
office.
attorney's office.
In the same building.
all the conveniences.
An attorney and a bail bond. Everything you need to get yourself out of jail.
Except money.
Except money.
The bank's up the corner. It says, "Welcome to the Tuscumbia Bank."
Yeah.
Before the Osage River was dammed, the area around Tuscumbia used to flood a great deal.
Oh, was that right?
My father talked of crossing the Osage River in a boat from the top of the bluff on one side to the top of the bluff beyond the bridge on the other side.
Hmm.
And that would be a mile or 2 wide.
Yeah, that's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
There's a big floodplain there. You could see them
Yes.
irrigating it.
Of course, that's pretty well controlled now with the dam up
Mhm.
there.
Well, who else did you meet that you didn't know or knew before?
I didn't know before Jim Belshe, who still lives in the local area and is on the cemetery board at Spring Garden.
Yeah.
But Horace knew him and said that Jim had been over here at Richardson.
How's he related? We'll have to
He
look
is-
him up too.
Wasn't he Uncle Tom's grandson, I believe? Tom was
Okay.
Robert Sherman's brother, right? One of them was Tom.
Let's see now. 4'9". One. Yes. He was 4'8". So he would have been his older brother.
One child.
One child older.
Mhm.
And so his grandson was Jim.
I believe that's right.
Yes, I met Jim.
Mhm.
And I met Royal Miller, who was named for Uncle Royal.
Uncle Royal Belshe.
He goes by Mitch.
Oh,
But
Mitch Miller?
Mitch.
Sing along?
Now, I wonder if I've got his last name right.
Well, there were several Millers there.
Yes, he was at the Miller table, for sure. And
That was the one behind where we were eating.
yeah, yeah, right. And
I talked to one Miller from Jefferson City who had, at one time at least, had worked in a Cadillac agency in Jefferson City, and he had a brother there with him, because he was the one that pointed out that that was a table of Millers over behind.
oh, I see, right. So we met a lot of people, and then they had all those old pictures that nobody could identify.
Right.
It's too bad those pictures just start going unlabeled, and they'll never figure out who they all are. Of course, they had a lot of them labeled too.
But somebody should know those that came from Richland, because the photographer was Charlie Evington.
Oh, is that right?
Richland photographer. But of course, some of those persons were itinerant photographers too.
Right.
And he could have gone around various parts of the country, or could have had a studio here with people coming over for family portraits.
Well, there's one portrait that Helen Bybee thinks may be Madison Harvey, and she thinks that because the two of Madison Harvey's descendants have the same photograph, and it was taken in California, Missouri, which is just a few miles north of Spring Garden.
Do you know the dates that Madison Harvey lived?
Yeah. I don't know him in my head, but he died about 1880. And 1882, I believe.
There weren't too many photographs around at that time.
No.
Maybe it's a Matthew Brady.
I don't think it's a Matthew Brady. It's after the Civil War. But well, we just don't know who it is.
Right.
And if nobody at this crowd knew who it was, we're not likely to find out, I think.
Probably not. I still think the interesting discussion was about who was it they wondered who married a Gill or...
Oh, yes. There are a few controversies here.
Yeah.
And the old Robert Belshe Esquire, who came to Miller County from Tazewell, Virginia, brought with him at least two of his sons, Madison Harvey and Robert Franklin. And his wife, name is Elizabeth. And we know he was married in Monticello, Kentucky to Elizabeth Green or Elizabeth Gill. It's very difficult to read on the marriage certificate. But a surety bond was posted by Lewis Green. But it was signed by Lewis Gill. But the G-R-E-E could very well be G-I-L-L. And he probably couldn't write. It was probably the county clerk that was making this document out anyway. And it's just not exactly clear who's who. But there's no other Gills in the whole county, and there's a big family of Greens in that county. And my thinking, and also Helen Bybee's thinking, is that it's Elizabeth Green, and there's just a handwriting error on the document, because the G-R-E-E looks like a G-R-E-E, not a G-I-L-L, and they just left the N off. But there are a lot of family members that think it's Gill, and they're out to prove it. Anybody that thinks otherwise is just wrong.
What's their concern, I wonder? Are they related to some other Gills along the way?
I have no idea.
What difference it would
What
make?
difference does it make? I think just historical accuracy is what they're after here. But that's like Robert Belshe in, not Robert Belshe, James V. Belshe in Phoenix, Arizona, thinking that the name was originally Belsha, which is how he spells his name. And we're clearly descended from the same group of people in Tazewell County, Virginia. And he's very interested in proving that the way to say it and spell it is Belsha. But I think he's in a minority on that one.
Of course, it is true that in the New Orleans area, at one time in the telephone directory there were Belshes, but then with the acute E as the final letter.
Right.
But the French name. But on a later visit to New Orleans, I looked in the telephone directory and that name did not occur there.
Well, there are Belshes or Belshes that did move south from Tazewell County. And old Robert Belshe did have a number of brothers and sisters. One of them was Richard Belshe, who moved to northern Missouri, and there were 3 of Richard Belshe's descendants at the reunion today, and I've been encouraging them to get their family history written down like Kellen Bybee's done the Robert Belshe descendants, because Robert and Richard were siblings, and there's a lot of other Belshes up there that would we
were
could
both
then.
Robert and Richard born in Virginia?
Yes, they were both born in Tazewell, or around that area. Augusta County was the county that included most of the western edge of Virginia at that time.
There's Tazewell County, Illinois, which is just west of our county, that might be worth exploring sometime. Probably residents of Tazewell County, Virginia, came up there to settle.
Couldn't think of another name. Not very original, were they?
They like to think it would be like home, probably.
Probably. Well, we've been down to Tazewell, Virginia, and it's remarkable how the geography is very similar to the geography of this part of Missouri. It's not particularly mountains, just rolling hills.
Just south of West Virginia, in the western part of the state of Virginia,
That's right. It's that little tip of Virginia sticks out west, and out in that tip are several counties, and one of them is Tazewell County.
Not too far from Bluefield.
That's right. It's about 30 miles from Bluefield.
Is there both a Bluefield, Virginia, and West Virginia?
Well, I don't know. If there's a Bluefield, Virginia, it's awfully small.
Well, I
because
wonder
most of
if
this, it's in
kind of across the line or something, because Bluefield, West Virginia is practically on the border, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.